Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour. Happy Wednesday! Another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour, Season 5. Episode, I don't know. I'm giving up now. But this is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
This is the girlfriend therapist, aka Cortina, or Cortina, aka the girlfriend therapist.
And this is Louisa, aka the Blue Phoenix. And before I give the drink, shall we listen to Cortina's Weekend so we can toast it?
Well, I don't know. Do the drink first, because then we're gonna turn. We are going to like toast it up. So
okay, give me one second.
Yeah.
So our drink today is called a coconut daiquiri. I can't even talk, y'all. I'm sorry. Coconut daiquiri with a twist. So you need light rum, orange juice, lime juice, unsweetened coconut milk, and simple syrup. And I already know when you hit simple syrup.
Well, you lost me at coconut because I'm allergic.
Oh goodness.
I don't
do
nothing coconut, not coconut cookies, candies, cakes. I don't do no coconut. Oddly, it numbs my tongue.
You know what?
No allergy that I have. I don't break out, but it just literally numbs my tongue.
That's terrible. And I ain't talking to you no more. Hold on a second. No, I'm joking. So what you do is you add the rum, the orange juice, the lime juice, the coconut milk, the syrup into a shaker with ice. Of course, you shake until it's well chilled and then strain into a glass and garnish with lime or lemon twist. And you can also make to a frozen drink. So it could be a frozen, cocktail. Just add ice and blend it. That's all.
Okay. So we're going to kick this show off a little bit differently than what we normally do, because we do normally have a WCW that we all celebrate. And today we are going to celebrate and recognize our own Cortina Peters, who had her grand opening.
Yeah.
Our center, mental health center that she is the founder of. So, oh my gosh, give us the deets. So y'all know, I wrote down 100 times because
that's all right.
I'm a stickler for time. I am a stickler for everything to go right. And so the place where I normally rent the chairs, when I got to the place, they had a sign on the door. They had an emergency and they had to close. So I had to call 27 different places to try to rent.
Wow.
I tell you, I was spazzing. I was like, oh my God, people can't stand up. I have to rent the chairs. I can't get the chairs from the place that I usually rent the chairs from. Oh my God. So that's how my morning started. And so I finally found a place. And then just making sure that everything was the way that it needed to be, just so that it could be, in my eyes, the way that I envision it to be. And so after me, having to calm down, and my girlfriend, she was like, Cortina, no one else notices, only you. So I did get my chairs, but as far as us being a few minutes off or whatever, she was like, everything looks great. I know it's yours and you know what it's like, but everything is fine. It's perfect. Because I was freaking out because Dee didn't bring my table for me to set up my books. So I like my whole little setup, and so I was pissed off about that. But guess what? It didn't matter because I just had the book set up, and once people heard, they just started buying them, and I didn't even have a setup or nothing like that. So after I was able to calm down, then I was able to explain exactly about the New Art Center and our mission and our vision and what we want to do, and how we are the only provider in this area where it's an actual center where you can walk into that focuses on Black mental wellness and health, and
okay,
loudly promotes it. It's in your face. And so it has just been great. I'm so excited. I am over the moon and elated about being in this space. And so I am here now. I'm in my office. If you can see, and you can kind of see it and everything like up in the world, and you can't erase your skin. You can't change the skin that you're in. So really being able to throw the S off your chest and just throw it in the garbage and don't even wear it and just be okay. If you got to get a housekeeper, get one. Like, don't let anybody make you feel guilty about asking for help. That's one of the things that we were taught and that was modeled for us, that it's not okay to ask for help because that means that you're weak. And, you know, society says we have to be strong Black women, but what does that even mean, right? I can be strong in my ability to use my voice to ask for help when I need it. That empowers me. And so just really being able and giving individuals a voice to be able to ask for what they want, what they need, what they desire, and also ways, because we can't change microaggressions, but what we can do is change the way we respond to it. So,
well, yeah. I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So let me ask you this. How does it feel being a Black woman that is making this social shift in your community specifically?
It feels great. It feels, what's the word I'm looking for?
Surreal, maybe?
Not quite surreal, but maybe kind of like, I'm going to use one of your words, Pam. I feel very unapologetic about how I show up in space.
Okay, now.
You know, I had, at my opening, I had one of my friends say, well, because I was just telling them about what I want to see, what my vision is. And he was like, well, you don't want to be more inclusive?
Oh, wow. But you know,
I said, you can go to 100 websites about therapy and you will see nothing that looks like you. I am not going to change my mission to make somebody else feel accepted. If they don't walk in here and already feel accepted, well, guess what? This is not the place for you. Yeah. And so I am not going to change my sole focus and and what I'm promoting to make privileged individuals feel like they can fit in. We're welcoming to anybody.
Yeah.
However, the focus is on Black emotional and mental wellness. So
that's right. That's right.
I said to him, and he was like, is that discrimination? I said, I don't turn anybody away. That's just like me going to a tattoo parlor. If I don't believe in tattoos, I might not feel comfortable. They're not discriminating against anybody, no religion or anything like that. But if it ain't for you, it just don't fit.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I can't wait for you all when you're down here to come actually experience what it means. And everybody, like the feedback that I've been getting, and I've seen patients here today, they was like, I just feel like I belong here because the type of music
that's awesome.
I don't be playing no light therapy music and no massage therapy music. No, I got my playlist, and we got we got paid to get the ads off of YouTube Music, and we have all of our blickety black playlists that we play. And so when they come in, they feel like, it's like, dang, like this is comfortable, right? You know, like this is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I wanted to create. That's the environment that I wanted to create. That's what I wanted people to feel when they walked in here. As y'all can see from the video, we got all types of snacks. We got healthy snacks. We got unhealthy snacks. We got gluten-free snacks. We got all the calorie snacks. Whatever you want, whatever you looking for, you can get it.
Oh my gosh. I commend you on, but I know you. And so it was so funny because I was working Saturday and I was still making sure I was like FaceTiming with Morgan. And then once, you know, I was like, God dang, it's taking a long time to cut this ribbon. Like, you should just go ahead and cut this ribbon so I can see it. And I unfortunately was not able to see it until afterwards with the video and everything that Morgan sent me. And that made me feel really good. But I stood around for as long as I could. I'm thinking, okay, when the heck is she going to ribbon cut at 5:00? And the video didn't start until 6. I was having to get ready. And so everybody started coming in about 20 till. And I was still like on FaceTime with it all the way down on mute. So I couldn't hear anything. I just wanted to see it. Man,
Yeah.
I was like, look at here. I told Morgan, I was like, I have to go. I have to go to work.
Yeah, it was the ribbon cutting ceremony. So we had
everybody and their mama talking.
It only was 3 people.
Everybody and their mama was talking. I was like, okay, that should have started at 4:30.
So Melissa Meyer, she's actually running for state rep, District 40. And so like she is huge in the mental health circuit and everything. And that's one of the platforms that she's running on. So I thought it was because she is Black and in the political realm, because we do know how politics influences how the budget is cut, what we spend on mental health, how we do mental health training and planning and all of those things. And if there's any legislation, you know, if she does win that particular seat, that means that you have somebody that, you know, if you want someone to sponsor a bill, you already have someone who that's already part of their platform. So I thought it was important to have her here, a representative from the Black Health Commission. They were unable to be here, but they would have been here too, because they do a lot of stuff for Black individuals in this area. And so it was just important for me to put those things in there, because it's all about, again, like partnerships. And so if you look, when you walk into my office, I have like this 8 space card holder, and I have like a Black gynecologist. I have someone who does Black love journals. And so it's all about promoting Black businesses. Black.
Just out there. That's when you say, I'm looking for every Black person to win.
Yes. Like in the words of Issa Rae, who are you voting for tonight?
Right. In Issa Rae, right?
Yes.
I'm rooting for everybody Black.
Yes. Issa Rae, that's my girl.
I know, right? So, well, congratulations. Looking forward to more to come, and, you know, see how you flourish and, you know, just excel in, you know, in your business. This is so amazing. I'm just excited. I can't wait to go visit. I really can't.
I can't wait for you to visit.
Sooner. So our guest is actually arrived, and y'all, let me tell you, I've had the pleasure of meeting Miss Ashley Thomas, Coach Ashley, but, you know, and when I say dynamic, and this is a great, this is a great segue from you being the first Black woman to own an all Black and Black focused mental health center, you know, made for Black people. Well, Ashley is the first Black woman-owned call center in America. She is the CEO of Supreme Drive Recruiting. And so I think that's amazing when you can be the first Black anything. She is a well-known nonfiction author and one of America's most renowned success stories, because she beat the odds. Her book, Divorcing the Game, My Journey from the Stripper Pole to Owning a $1 million Trucking Business, has made a major positive impact after being presented on Fox 4 News and New York Weekly and Forbes. Oh my gosh, y'all, let's bring her on up here. Come on up here, Ashley. What's going on?
All right now. All right.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. How are you?
I am good, girl. Just finished working, winding down. I saw this was Herspiration Happy Hour, so I got my wine and I'm ready to spill all the tea.
Yeah, I already told you. I was like, oh, y'all gonna love her. I had the pleasure of meeting you when I was in Atlanta at the divorce party, and energy. I mean, raw energy. Yeah. You got it. That's what you're gonna get. So I'm so excited to kick this off. First of all, let me ask you this. How does it feel knowing that you are the first woman-owned call center for truckers? Let's start with that first.
It feels amazing. And I say this because it's bigger than me. You know what I mean? I'm focused on like capitalism, where everybody get paid in a circle. We're circulating money. People are able to run their businesses. Truck drivers are able to get high paying jobs because we negotiate their rates for them and don't let them get paid, you know, fucking pennies. And then, you know, I'm able to provide a platform for our community to come in as an entry level driver recruiter and make $10,000 to $30,000 a month. You know, I'm able to coach people and show people this is what you can do. So it's bigger than me. And I think that you go really, really far when your vision is bigger than you. You know what I mean? So it's just not about me. It's about, the community.
Yeah. So let's dive into this juicy book, Divorcing the Game. What inspired you to write this book?
I had my mentor, her name is Dr. C. So she had a conference on a big, it was huge. She had a big stage and all of this. And she's like, Ashley, I want you to speak. And I had never spoke, this was last year in June. And this guy that I heard speak, he was so powerful. And when I was sitting at the table after I had spoke, I didn't tell my story because I was just there to talk about trucking. And the Holy Spirit led me to tell this man once he walked up to my booth. He said, "Hey, Queen." I said, "Hey, how you doing? I used to be a stripper, was pimped at 13, was put on the track at 13 years old. And I don't know what the Holy Spirit was like, tell this man all your business." It was crazy. And I'm like sitting there telling this man my business. And I got people nudging me like, girl, don't be telling that man all that. So I told him the tea, and he was like, you know what? He said, your story is going to change the world, and I want you to call me. And when I called him, he said, you know what, Queen, your story is going to change the world, and I'm going to help you write a book. I charge $10,000 for what I do, but the Holy Spirit is telling me to do it for free. That's when it all popped off, girl. It popped from there. It was go time from there.
So let's talk about your past a little bit, because in your book you expose a lot. You pour a lot of really personal details in there. And so before we go back to your past and have those conversations, did you feel any kind of reservation about putting this all in a book for the world to see, you completely naked?
No. But it was because I know that it's gonna bring people out. It's gonna bring people out because the things that I'm exposing in this book is more common than known, and it's been put in our culture. Hey, you shut the fuck up about this. You don't bring that up. Don't bring shame to the family. I don't want to see none of that shit in the public or nothing. And back in the day, if you were to expose those kind of things, your family would fucking say, "Hey, we're disowning you. We're blacklisting you." They don't want anything to do with that. So no, it was more of I was scared to write the book because I had to relive it, and it was like a healing process.
I'm tearing up just even thinking about it, because at what age do you feel like you lost your childhood? I mean, I know you say 13, you were pimped, but
yeah,
like at what age do you recall, like, I really, even though it happened at 13, I lost my childhood before then, or at 13, was it just like, soon as I hit teenage years, that was my life, that was gone?
Yeah, when I ran away from the house at 13, I knew it was real then. I got to put the childish games behind me. I don't really know what's out here, but I got to look out for me. And so the childhood was gone because now I'm messing with grown men. Now preachers want to pay me for sex and all of this kind of stuff. So at the age of 13, that's when I knew. Once I made the decision to walk out of my great grandmother's door, it was like, all right, this is it. Ain't no turning back.
What prompted you to leave? And you don't have to give too many specifics because I know it's in the book, but what really prompted you to leave?
Because my mother, I felt abandoned, and I felt my mother didn't want me, and my great granny was sheltering me so much to like I couldn't talk on the phone, I couldn't go to the movies really, but she was sheltering me from a woman, which is my mother, who would try to pull up and steal me out of the yard at a young age at 7 or 8. So after that, I was just like in a closed area, and I'm like, okay, how kids think, well, shit, my mom, she's trying to keep me out the hood. It must be some fine dudes in the hood. Like, what's out there that you're trying to keep me from? And so that alone, I was like, okay, there's something out here. Plus, I got to go find my mom. I know she a dope dealer doing drugs and all of that, but I got to go find her because I need answers.
Wow.
So in all of that, what would you say? What's the span period between me saying, you know what, enough is enough of this, I can't do this anymore, and kind of pivoting to where you are now? What was the time that you spent from when you started to when you said, okay, I'm closing that chapter of my life?
I end up I was exposed to the sex game, right? So that's all I knew. So comes with that, you're in clubs, you're doing all of that. So when I had to run away from the pimp and all of that kind of stuff, I had been raped, I had been beaten, I had been bruised out there on the track and stuff like that. And somebody banged on the door where all the girls were. Now remember, I'm 13 and I'm in a house with grown women and they are protecting me. Like it's kind of like a cult, whatever for daddy, you know what I'm saying? And this man was probably like 56, 57 at the time, and somebody knocked on the door and a lot of the girls were upstairs. I was downstairs watching TV and somebody banged on the door. I opened the door and they come in rushing with guns and shit. And they're like, okay, where is this dude at? Where the fuck he at? Where the money? So God was on my side because I had just got dressed. I thought I was so cute. I was about to get out and go hang with some friends or whatever. And he was like, you know what, you cute. I'm going to let you go while he's putting the gun in other women's face. So I was able to get away. And from there, I started working at the strip club and I became a madam and pimping other girls. Now that part is not in the book.
Wait, at what age?
I danced from 14 years old because I stayed with the pimp for about 9 months or so, almost a year. So I started dancing at 14. I got a fake ID all the way up to 21. So when I hit 19 and 20s and all of that stuff, then I was like, I don't want to strip no more. I want to pimp. So that's what I was doing and that's a gem right there because that's not in the book.
and sometimes when it comes to kind of even luring younger individuals into that, they put the face of the nice woman out there and you can come and we show you this life and everything because we're not going to go with the big bad wolf. But if I can go with this lady who I trust and she gains my trust and I start to like her and I feel like, oh my God, I'm getting love and support that I don't get at home. I want to go over here with Ashley, like she's cool. She feed me. She give me clothes. She cool. She give me a cell phone and everything like that. And so when I'm working with victims of human trafficking, that's the theme in their story. It wasn't the man or anything like that. It was they got connected either through a friend who is in like their same age range, like a peer, or like someone they viewed as like a older aunt or like a mom figure. And then that's how you get them hooked.
That's right.
They go back home. They love me.
Right. So when the girl picked me up, the first girl, she was his bottom bitch. Okay. I know what that is, right?
Yeah.
The bottom bitch.
His main one.
So the bottom bitch picked me up and she about 23. She my height. She cute as hell. She pull up in a brand new drop top black Corvette. I will never forget it. And I had never been in. I'm like, y'all eating like that? But I was under the impression that we just go out with rich men, go to a restaurant or whatever, have some lunch, have some dinner, and get a check. But little did I know, I was real naive at that time.
And you were young.
And I saw that kind of stuff and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is where it's at.
So when you started pimping, were you mindful about the age of girls? Because, if you entered in very early, did you feel somewhat overprotective to say, you know what, if I'm going to pimp anybody, I don't want them to be 13 or 14.
Right.
Or now, see, I just like straight raw street because everybody has to get fed and they have to earn their keep.
See, with me, I have and I still have it to where I like to, I can't explain it. I went after grown women that was older than me. You know what I mean? To let them know, hey, I'm bossed up. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to make sure you eat. You're going to give me 40%. You keep 60%. I'll do all of the investments. I'll bring you the clients, all of that. I'll make sure you have the nicest clothes. Make sure you drive the flyest cars. Make sure you're lit, and they respected me because I was younger, but I was making sure that they ate. I wasn't beating on them. They didn't have to come and give their money to a man. They wasn't forced to do anything, and they was pretty much out there hoeing anyway for free. So it's like, okay, well, let's get some money. You like what I'm driving? I will pull up on them in a pink. I had a pink Barbie Eclipse on some rims. I always had Jaguars or whatever, so I pull up on them. So they're like, "Hey, well, we want to. What you doing?" So that's how that started.
No, so at what age did you? So you stopped stripping at 21 when you started pimping. You just said, "I'm just want to give up on that life."
Well, at 19 to 21, I was in that madam space, and I had a sugar daddy. So I didn't have to do anything, but I had a sugar daddy to where, me and him were exclusive, and I get a allowance every week.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed with him between those couple of years while I was being a madam, making extra money with girls.
Oh, wow. And so then coming from that's so weird, stripping and then trucking. So because that's a hell of a segue. So from stripping to trucking, what the hell is your thought process to say, you know what, I don't want to be a stripper no more. I think I want to do trucks.
Yeah, so very interesting. Very interesting story. So one night I was in the after hour club. The after hours is what they close at like 5 a.m. So I'm keeping it at the after hour or whatever. And the Holy Spirit speaks to me loud and clear. And I had a cup of Hennessy in my damn hand. And he said, "Listen, I want you to put a cup of Hennessy down, and I want you to get in your car, and I want you to drive to this church that your friend has been going to, and I want you to park in the parking lot until the church opens and walk your ass in that church. And I don't care what you got on." I said, "Lord, I'm not about to do none of that. Like, I got this cup in my hand. I got this freakum dress on. You tripping." So he got louder and louder and louder until I left. So I left. I went to the church. I got in the backseat of my Jaguar and I went to sleep. I don't know who woke me up in the middle in the morning at 9 a.m. when it was time to go into church. I walked into the church. I had these club clothes on, y'all. I had on like 8-inch stilettos. So I'm walking into church. The pastor said something. I'm screaming, "Lord, give me the power. Lord, give me the power." It's like the pastor said I showed him what a made up mind looked like when I walked in the church.
Ooh.
It was a trip. So that was a Friday night. I was at the after hour. Oh no, it was a Saturday night. I was at the after hour. So that Sunday was the next morning that I woke up and went to church. I went back. The Holy Spirit said, "Go back to that church and tell everybody, or go back to the club that you were at that Sunday, the same Sunday I left church, and tell everybody about the goodness of God." Why the next Sunday I had half the club in the church? Had half the club in the church. So from there, I met this guy, and he's like, "Hey, if you want to be with me, man, you can't have no sugar daddies no more. You can't do none of that stuff no more. Can't." And it was aligned with what God was telling me to do. So I got with him, and I'm like, "Well, what the hell you want me to do now? I'm used to making bags. Like, what do you want me to do? You working up damn furniture place. Hell, what do you want me to do now?" So he found me a security job, selling home security. And I was already a beast in sales. Why? Because I've been in the sex selling business and I can sell dreams. I was a top rep there. From there, I worked for about 5 years. I was doing really good there. And then I had a friend come to me and he's like, "Yo, Ashley, like, I drive trucks. Like, trucks are a cash cow. Like, let's get a truck." And I'm like, "What the hell you mean get a truck? Like, who the hell got some truck money? Those trucks $50,000. Who got some truck money?" And so I went to my great granny. Shout out to our Henry. I went to her, and she's 90 today. And I was the black sheep of the family. You guys know why, obviously. And she said, "Okay, let's do it." And my landlord, he multi-million-dollar man. He's had my back since I met him 8 years ago, and he was my landlord at the time. And I'm like, "Hey, let's go in on getting a truck with my granny." And he was like, "All right." So the journey began.
Wow, that's absolutely that's a page turner by itself. I know why you wrote a book.
Yeah.
I'm floored for so many reasons, and I think that it's such a great thing when you mention that your great grandmother is 90. Your great grandmother, your grandmother.
Yes, my great grandmother, the one. So my mom dropped me off on her doorstep at 9 months and rang the doorbell and didn't come back.
Wow. So at 90, your great grandmother has had the opportunity to see your evolution.
Absolutely. She has her own chapter in the book.
Yeah, that has to be the most rewarding feeling that you can ever have, that she got to, you know, she probably didn't think that, she probably thought you was going to end up just like your mother, and here you are. So do you have a relationship with your parents at all?
It's, you know, with my mom, not really. We just don't see eye to eye. Um, because we don't see eye to eye due to the fact that I shouldn't be the one. I'm the great granddaughter, you know, of my great grandmother, and nobody helps me, you know. So it's just like we don't see eye to eye with that. So we just kind of don't talk at all. With my dad, I feel he was just as guilty as my mother, even though he's not on drugs or anything like that. But he still left me, and he actually pulled up. We had a speaking engagement at a high school, and I was actually able to say these things and talk my story in front of him about the pimping, the hoeing, everything. And it was like shackles just fell off of me because he got to hear that, and it was healing for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Oftentimes when individuals do write books, even though, because when healing can kind of take like two forms. I go to therapy and I heal, but then if I haven't like even sat and revisited it or anything like that, writing and reliving that can be very cathartic, right? So it's not, I'm not going to say you don't experience the deep pain, because you don't if you've gone to therapy and really healed that part, but it's almost like it can serve as a reminder as to, wow, like, look at what I've been through and where he brought me from and where I am today. And there are some people who enter that life that wasn't as fortunate as me. You know, they didn't make it out, or they're still there and they don't even have any hope because that's the only thing that they see. But being able to even detail and outline from the beginning to where you are now, how do you feel when you're looking back at that, and when you're going out and sharing your story and telling your story and the people are coming up to you? Like, what is that like to know that your voice is healing and helping other people?
Oh gosh, that just makes me teary eyed, y'all. And I'm the cussing friend. I am not the crying friend. Oh my gosh. So I just have so many people walk up to me and tell me, thank you so much for being real. Thank you for being real and popping your shit and not being so politically correct, or not telling where you came from and just acting like everything is peaches and cream. Oh, I own $1 million company, blah, 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 and you can do it too. No, you know, and even the kids that I go to school and talk to, the high school kids, I mean, they call me, they FaceTime me, I answer, because you just never know what somebody is really going through. But that's not how your story has to end. And I'm a walking proof of that's not how your story has to end. And as far as speaking, I will not, if an organization says, hey, you cannot talk about God, I won't go. And I don't care if you pay me $50,000, because God is a part of my story. And so I can only speak on what I know. So it makes me feel phenomenal in its ministry. And it makes me feel like I have to keep going, because I'm reaching out to a market that nobody wants to deal with the scammers, the drug dealers, the hoes, the pimps, you know, the drug dealers, all of that. That's the strippers. I'm reaching back to that community.
Right. And how is it for individuals you used to run with, right? If they're still in the life and now they see you or you see them, what does that do to your heart? Like, how do you feel about that? Knowing I probably used to be in the club with them. We used to have the same pimp. We used to be in the same house. Yeah. Like, what does that do to you?
I know that I've reached out to everybody that I used to run with personally.
Oh, okay.
I've reached back. Now, if they look at me some type of way or whatever, it's like I see fear from trying to transition. But it's like, girl, I'm gonna hold your hand, because we used to run in the streets. But people I've lost so many friends ever since I got serious about my business. I've lost so many friends. But one thing, I am okay, because I have reached back for sure to get those individuals, and they didn't want to come. So it's nothing that I can do about that.
Because it's not like they're like, oh, she just left us here. She got out the game and she saved herself. And it was like, forget us.
Yeah. I've actually had the pimp call me probably 6 months ago, and he said, hey, Asia, how you doing? That was my name, Asia, in the streets. And he said, do you know any girls that, need to make money? And I had to tell him, hey, yo, because I've had the same number forever. And I told him, hey, yo, you can't call me like that. I don't know nobody. I'm not in that lifestyle no more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nobody for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, I have reached back out. So it's just like, hey, I don't know if they don't believe that they can legitly make $10,000 to $30,000 a month, but it's like, hey, I got receipts, and you was my road dog, so I'm willing to show you what Supreme is bringing in monthly, and you can get a piece of this too. But change scares the shit out of people.
It does.
Yeah. So I've done my part on that,
So what I have loved about everything that you're doing and your story, that while you've evolved, you've stayed true to who you are. And I remember when we met and we were, it makes me laugh a little bit because I remember one of the first exchanges we had was about, you was like the only one up there. You was speaking before me and unfiltered, like the only one cussing and everything. And so you could see the looks of people, but I appreciated her raw and realness. She was like, look here, this is what it is. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't care who you are. And I love that about you, is that you come and that you show people how connected you are to God, but as still how connected you are to yourself because of what he's done and purpose for your life. And so many people don't know how to be true to themselves and be true to their spirituality because they're so busy trying to dress it up for the church.
Yeah. You see how the pastor was looking?
I sure did say it. There's a lot of people who are fake churching out here. And I just love that your story has so much power through the word of God. And yet you're like, you know what, until he comes in and say, here's what's not acceptable to me. He always found you acceptable because of how he purposed you and what he needed to stay connecting to, because not everybody gravitates to, oh, I'm so prim and proper, I'm not going to cuss, I'm going to be this way, I'm going to be that way. But you're able to pull people from the streets. You're able to pull people to see higher, because it's like, you know what? Wow, if she can grow this, grow into this businesswoman, maybe I have a chance, especially when they're 13, they're 12. And there are some young girls who are trafficked and pimping younger than that.
It's serious. And my book now, this hasn't been put out there yet. But oh my gosh, a screenwriter has got a hold of the book, and she will be getting the book on Netflix.
Wow,
that is amazing.
Yes, it's gonna be good. It's about reaching people. Thank you. Thank you.
I can totally see it, and I think it would be so unique because you are so unique.
Thank you.
Like seriously, oh my God, who would you? So let's start with it. Who would you cast to play you? Like, who do you think is out there that would be like, if I could have somebody be me, who would that be?
I am manifesting Tika Sumter from The Haves and the Have-Nots.
Oh, love her.
Yeah. Oh my, I can totally see.
I like her.
Yeah, she was pimping back then on Tyler.
Oh, she sure was.
So I think Sama down. Amazing. So I'm going after her. She just doesn't know it yet,
but she also has range. I have to say she has range, because when she was on Mix-ish, she showed how, you know what, I can be in this place, but don't cross me.
Yes. I love her. Her attitude is just like, all right. Now the younger me, I don't know who I would have played that. The younger me, but her for sure as the grown Ashley.
Do you think that would be hard to have someone play the younger you and be able to embrace that role? So, I mean, because I can imagine why it's hard, but how do you think that somebody so young will be able to embrace the things that you have gone through?
I was thinking about that, but you know how some actresses look so young and they're able to play like a young part. I was thinking about
that's what I was just thinking.
Keke Palmer still looks young, and I think she could really play the role as the younger me. So that's who I was thinking about, was Keke Palmer. But I think for a child, though, I mean, these kids so damn advanced. When I go to the school, I pull out some money, and I said, hey, who can tell me what a pimp is? Do you know these 14 and 15-year-olds raise their hand and they tell me what it is? I said, who can tell me what the hoe stroll is? They tell me what it is. I said, who can tell me what a sugar daddy is? They tell me what it is. I give them the money for it. I said, okay, so now we're going to talk about liabilities and assets. What was I to the pimp? Was I a liability or was I an asset? They raise their hand. They say, you was an asset. You was an investment. These kids are so advanced. So I don't think it would be an issue finding somebody 14, 15-year-old to execute the role.
And I totally agree, because I'm in the house with teenagers. And yeah, the stuff I talk to them about, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, that financial literacy class is calling your name. I put them in one too, because y'all know too much. Gonna learn this. Y'all play too much.
They'll have you clutching your pearls, girl. These kids are so real.
Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up at? In what state or city?
I'm in Texas, right by Dallas, Texas.
Oh, Texas.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm licensed in Texas, by the way.
You from Texas?
No, I'm licensed in Texas. I'm a therapist, so I provide
Okay.
therapy. So if you know anybody who would like some therapy, that's just a little shameless plug. I'm licensed in Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, and Georgia.
You know, and that's crazy because I just fucking started therapy yesterday for the first time. I just started therapy.
Good. Congratulations.
You should talk to your therapist about EMDR.
Yeah. Listen, if you're a therapist, I got a lot of people for you. Because some people, yes.
So
why is the girlfriend therapist?
Yeah, why therapy? Why now?
Say that again.
Why therapy? Why now? It's like, you made these transitions, and I mean, I'm asking objectively, just so that our audience can understand that everything that you went through, you wrote a book, you had to relive these memories, and you're just choosing now to go to therapy. Why?
Therapy now is because sometimes I get so overwhelmed. I have to be superwoman all the time, literally superwoman. And I don't have no damn assistant. Okay. I done ran through 4 of them. So it's like I have to remember everything. I take care of my great grandmother. I was having issues in my current relationship, and I wasn't going to get married with those type of issues. I have a TV show coming out. I have all these interviews. I'm growing a business. I'm starting my coaching program, and I'm doing a course. So it's like those 8 things, and I don't get good sleep at night because for some reason I feel like I have a disorder. My mind will not cut off. And so I'm not rested, and I will go days with, every day to where I look up and it's 6:43 and I haven't eaten, but I want to drink because I'm tired, and after, with the call center, I was helping a lot of people. And this still sticks with me. So I know I got to do some healing from it, but I caught COVID and I came back and I was dealing with $85,000 worth of debt. Because they were stealing money from customers, having customers cash at them. They were stealing from me off the clock. I was paying them $17 to $54 an hour. What fucking felon makes that kind of money and comes and fucks it up? And it left me, I almost went under, but God, I fell into a deep depression, and I just have a lot of healing to do because I still deal with rejection issues, low self-esteem issues, and people would never even realize that. But I have issues from when, I felt unwanted when my dad and my mom just left me. I felt unworthy and I felt like, okay, you're worthless. And I still deal with those kind of feelings, but it has turned into a gift almost, if that makes sense, because that's what makes me go so hard, because you're not going to reject my company. You're not going to reject me. I don't care if you got a PhD, you will not outwork me. You won't outgrind me. I dropped out in the 9th grade, so I don't even have a GED.
Wow.
So therapy is the answer for me right now in this moment.
Wow. And I'm so glad that you said that, because a lot of times like all of the things that you listed, those are all core issues that develop in our childhood. And sometimes we adapt them and we pick up unhealthy ways to cope with feeling inadequate, not enough, unworthy, betrayed, unlovable, all of those different core issues. And they definitely impact and show up in our adult life. And we may not understand why we respond to things the way that we respond, but it's definitely out of that core belief that's deeply ingrained in us. Right. And so you have to be able to work through, because you can be a millionaire, but I still may have some challenges when it comes to me feeling like I'm going to be rejected or abandoned or betrayed. So my coping mechanism may be maladaptive and not helpful to where I am currently in my life. So making sure that you fix and adjust and shift that.
Yeah, that is so accurate. You put that so poised, girl. That was good. That was good.
I can understand, and I think most all of us here are business women, own our own businesses or practices, and I will tell you, as a Black woman who owns a Black company, imposter syndrome is so real. I think our own community especially have a way of almost making us feel like we should discount ourselves or undervalue ourselves, even though we know our own worth. But it does hit a little bit differently. And I think we have a responsibility as our own businesses to be our own voice, because if we don't advocate for us first, we can never expect anyone else to advocate for us. And so with you going through for assistance and people stealing, I just had a phone call today, or I was messaging with somebody today that had dealt with someone stealing from them too. And they're a Black owned business. It's like, when do we stop and build our own generational wealth in our own community? If our dollars can circulate the same way the white dollar circulates, oh my gosh. We would have our Black Wall Street in multiple cities in the United States, and there's no reason why we should not.
Yes, ma'am.
So I love everything that you're saying. I love that you're getting therapy, because even if you were healed from all of your traumas, because a lot of that, you're so used to grinding and grinding and grinding, you don't have no idea how the hell to stop. You're like, when do I stop?
Yeah.
Life will slow you down one way or the other. So good that you're getting a handle on that now, before it spirals out of control in terms of like working yourself to death. I've learned how to put some balance in my life, although I need me an assistant too. And when you don't have one, the shit be real.
I know.
But people don't see that. And that's the other part, is like, it's really true. You can't judge a book by its cover. Not my story, not Louisa's story, not Cortina's story, not anybody's story, because the power of where we came from makes us who we are now.
Yeah, that's right.
So I love that you're getting therapy. And I also would say this. I love that you said one of the reasons why you're getting therapy is because you don't know how to turn yourself off.
Yep. I don't. And it's torment, it is. It's torment to not have rest. It's torment that, so it's like, therapy it is.
So before we let you go, give us some nuggets about your life that you've learned that would inspire other people about pushing on and pushing forward.
My main thing is this: don't stop. Find something that you want to do, that you like to do. Find a problem to solve for people and focus on servicing the people, and the money will follow. Don't chase the bag, because that shit will run from you. Don't chase the bag, but find something, be very intentional and deliberate, and have a vision, a clear vision about what you want to do. Write it down, and go after it, and keep going after it until it pops, because it will pop. I've been in the trenches for 5 years, and this year it's gonna pop. I've made millions, lost millions. Okay, so it's gonna pop. I'm in the position now to where I have invested every dollar. Invest in yourself. Invest. Also, the last thing: do not let people snatch your vision from you. Keep your vision kind of close niche to you, because you can't tell your vision, to a damn turtle. An eagle can't tell its vision to a turtle because they don't have the same vision. I had people tell me, "Oh, girl, you stupid as hell. That idea is stupid. Like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work." And turn around 5 years later with a multi-million-dollar company, and that heifer don't even talk to me no more because she's shamed. So keep it popping. Don't tell your vision to turtles if you're an eagle, and just keep pushing no matter what. Like, I promise you, it's going to pop.
Okay, and so how can people connect with you? Whether it's wanting, to go into trucking, how can they utilize your services? And then, can they connect with you on social media? And then last, where can they purchase your book?
My book is on Amazon, Divorcing the Game, My Journey from the Stripper Pole to Owning $1 Million Trucking Business. That is on Amazon. Our Instagram is _Supreme Recruiting. _Supreme Recruiting. I'm actually giving away a $7,500 course for $47 and teaching all the sauce. And at the end, a lucky person will win a multi-million-dollar driver recruiting contract from me for free. And that's for $47, and that's next Tuesday. So jump on our Instagram, comment down recruiting on the post. We'll help you get signed up and all of that. We are on Facebook as well, Supreme Driver Recruiting and Supply Chain Solutions.
And then do you have an email?
We do have an email. It's going to be
a website.
It's going to be supremedriverrecruiting.com.
I am putting things here. Supreme Driving.
SupremeDriverRecruiting.com.
Supreme Driver
Recruiting.
I'm going to have it come on the screen.
Okay.
And so let me put this ad banner and run it. Make sure that that's correct.
SupremeDriverRecruiting.com. Yes. And then for booking purposes, if you want to book for an event, a high school, a university, you can go to, for Divorcing the Game organization, you can go to ashleythecoach.net.
Okay. ashleythecoach.net.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That looked real nice down there.
So do you all do, because what if are you hiring? We never ask that. Are you hiring?
We will be hiring next month. So if you're interested in working with the Supreme team, you can go to SupremeDriverRecruiting.com, and under the tab where it says Supreme Team Careers, you can fill out the information and a team member will get with them.
Okay, love it, love it, love it.
Mm-hmm.
We so appreciate you coming by and dropping all of these nuggets. You are Supreme Recruiting and www.supremedriverrecruiting.com. First of all, she done dropped that many nuggets. So if y'all ain't ready to make y'all $1 million, then don't even bother calling. I'm sure she'll tell you what, look here, don't come with the BS, because she is about her business. So
thank you guys for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you so much for coming.
I appreciate you. We're going to be in touch because we have some of the same people in common.
Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed night, sisters, and it was a pleasure.
Yes, you too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
See y'all later. Peace.
Bye-bye. Wow.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
She would be. I told y'all she would be.
Oh my God, we need more time with her.
I told y'all that. I was like, first of all, that she was going to be. I knew when I met her energy, and we didn't even meet and get to chat for that long, but just hearing her speak, hearing her tell her story, and then briefly connecting with her. I mean, oh my gosh, I just knew it was like 100%. So originally last week, I knew I had said, Nico Too Good would be on, but that's one of his clients. So it was like the way that it came up in my calendar was a little bit different, but grateful to have her.
Oh yeah.
Show. And if that's not, oh God, if you aren't inspired after watching that, bye. That's okay.
Right. Just go ahead. It's not even. Yeah, she was amazing.
Just bye. There's no level of inspiration in you, and you're just going to have to, eventually when you wake up from your dreams and decide you want to actually make moves on them, then you be purpose and go back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cortina, I know you're going to have to be dipping soon. So both of you, really. So, Louisa, we always start with you. Where can people connect with you at? And then briefly, if you have anything going on.
You can connect with me at the Blue Phoenix Hills all over the place. I don't have anything going on as of right now. Just trying to figure out things here at home, and I guess we'll be working on some things later, so I'll let you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Louisa? I'm sorry, Cortina.
You can. I am just going to be continuing to prepare my center and just doing the stuff that I need to do. And you can find me at The Girlfriend Therapist on all social media platforms.
All right. And for me, this is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G. I can be found everywhere at IAMDRPGURLEY. I am Dr. P. Gurley. Next Saturday, I will be in Jackson, Mississippi, kicking off my Kids Red Carpet Tour, book tour, celebrating literacy. And so, sold out event. I will be in Atlanta on July 9th. That's going to be the one coming up. So if you are an Atlanta children's book author, not adults, children's book author, or a children's vendor or have vendor children's things, you can send an email to vipevents@iamdrpgurley.com for more information on how to be an author or vendor on the tour.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm overwhelmed because so many freaking tickets. There's a long wait list. I'm talking over 200 people total, including my wait list.
What?
Yeah, so a lot of work and a lot of prep is in play right now. I'm still looking forward to it. I'll be traveling next week, heading out to Jackson, but I'm looking forward to starting to stand up everything and put things together for Atlanta. So if you are Atlanta based or somewhere in the Atlanta area, you just anywhere you want to be a part of this literacy event, here again, reach out to vipevents@iamdrpgurley.com. For the Herspiration Happy Hour show, you can reach us at, you can be on the podcast if you want. I think we don't have very many left, so I don't know whether to post that. But if you do, it's dawentertainment.com/podcast. And if you like the show and you want to put some money in a tip jar to buy us a drink, you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/HerspirationHH. Everything that's going on, we're getting ready to go on hiatus. I want to always remind people that we also need a break. This every Wednesday thing is something crazy, but of course, we're going to have some runs. We're going to make sure that you all stay connected with us. And if you follow us on social media, you'll always know what we're up to. Ladies, anything else before we go tonight?
No, ma'am.
All righty. So you know what? In the famous words of our closeout all the time, cheers.
Cheers.